We believe that all our children, every human life has a gift to deliver.
So around birth in expectant mothers, our cultures are very diverse. They're very different all across the board.
Cultural practice for the Gitxsan is that to have the family members present at the birth, and this is really important because this is where they could take care of the family ceremonies.
It's very important for healthcare practitioners to be able to ask those questions up front, way ahead of time, so that they're aware of who the family expects to be there, for what parts, what function they serve, what role they fulfill. And typically those sorts of conversations aren't had all the way leading up to the time of birth.
So the baby is new to the village, so both the mother side and the paternal side will be gathering in numbers. And there'll be lots of people.
I know with my own daughter, we were told there was too many people.
Going through the birthing process is one where you want your family around for the support, as well as should anything come up during the birthing process that the family is there should you have an emergency situation where you end up getting medevaced away from the community.
When I had my first child, I had my grandmother, I had my aunts, I had my cousins, I had my mom. I had a lot of women, important women in my life attend the birth, because birth is such a celebration for our people that everybody shows up. And it's kind of difficult because it's limited in a maternity room. When you want to have all these special women in your life be there to celebrate the birth and to be there for support.
When the Gitxsan, also known as the undertakers, works right from birth to death. It's an ongoing thing from what I was taught from my grandmother Lucy. As soon as that baby's born, the so-called Gitxsan clothe the baby, make sure the baby is okay, make sure he's brought up right by his dad. It's a long process, but we are paternally responsible for that child that is born.
Grandparents are very important to have there to witness the birth of the child.
The grandmother comes to visit, is in the delivery room also. When the baby is first born, then she will take the baby and examine the baby. This is to look for any recognizable birthmarks on the baby, because in our belief, our family comes back through reincarnation. An aunt of the father is also needs to be in the delivery room, because we have her role to be to cut the umbilical cord, because she is. This signifies that their role as a father clan. It's not the child is no longer just belonging to the mother's family, the maternal family, but the child also belongs to the paternal family.
One of the things when there's a birth, we save the placenta, and traditionally we would take the placenta home and we would tie it in a tree and give back to Mother Earth. I know some of my family members that had taken the placenta home and planted a tree on top of the placenta. So that's important for us to give back to Mother Earth what was given to us through birth.
The father is also given the honor to take that umbilical cord and to bury it in a significant place on their land. It signifies the baby's connection to the land.
It's important to have a phone number, a contact number in case something did go wrong with the baby, instead of just the father and mother being there. They need to know the grandmother's phone number, the baby's grandmother on her mother's side. But it's important to know the paternal side too, because in case something should go wrong with the baby, if the baby dies, it's the paternal side that takes over.
The fetus is taken by a member of the father clan again and buried in a place of significance to the family on their land. Unborn child is isn't lost.
The traditional practices we have was very strict and very sacred.
Well, it's a full circle that they're establishing right from birth to death, and also into the spiritual realm and into the heavenly realm. To honor the cultural practice, you need to ask the family, are you gonna be following any cultural practice when your child is born? Like I mentioned, the umbilical cord and the washing of the baby. Normally the hospital just does all that. It's good to establish that ahead of time so that there's no confusion when you're in full birth mode. So if you're prepared ahead of time, then well, yes, we need the auntie in there, we need the father in there, and we need the grandmother in there for sure. And some are actually new to it also. Because of the residential school, we didn't get taught with it. If the hospital does not know who to approach in this process, always ask who's the father clan, who's the spokesperson for you.
My son was born. He was 5 weeks early. So we had gone to the hospital in town, and the doctor tried to stop my contractions, saying, you're too early, you're 5 weeks early. Once the IV started, the contractions seemed to get stronger and stronger. So, and I had told the nurse, I said, if you're trying to stop these, it's not stopping, they're getting more and more intense. They sent me to Terrace. So in the meantime, we have family coming, and it was good because, the health staff knew that we were going to be sent to Terrace. I know not a big distance, but they were still allowing people to come in. Family members that couldn't come to the hospital ended up meeting us in Terrace. And same thing, you have one or two people that won't understand the situation, that you have this huge family that you're going to be bringing a life into this world soon, want to be there. If the individual that's hospitalized is going to be sent off to another hospital, that's their time together, and giving them that time and space to say what they need to before parting. Because if they're sent down to Vancouver, it's not easy being that huge distance away from your family.
Providing a space for the family is also really important, because we have, when a baby is born, you're making that connection for that baby that these are all that baby's relatives. This is all your support system from your maternal side and your paternal side. So you have to have, and people will come in great numbers usually when the baby's born. You have them there to welcome the baby. Just by being present, their spirits are connected right there and then. The father clan also follows the child right from birth to death. Their role is in place right from birth to death. And at every stage of life, there's something that has to be carried out in connection to that child. And birth is where it all starts.
Rites of passage, ceremonies, is that we are very much of a social people, and our clan system, we bring together a lot of people at times of birth and death and dying.